to another That CMMS Dude video. Today we're going to be covering how to use the lead line inventory form on MobileMMS. We're here on the home page, already logged in, and we're going to start by selecting the search tool on the map, which is this magnifying glass, opening this up and going to the address, and we're going to put an address in here. In this case, I'm going to use 761 Stonehaven, and I'm going to hit search, finds it. I'm going to hit this icon here, go to it on the map. This takes us right to that address. And you can see here's some laterals being shown on the map here. So let's say this service line is the one we're going to do the lead line inventory on. I'm going to use this select tool right here. And I'm going to put a little box around that and let it select that line. Now I have that line selected. I'm going to hit the paperclip, which is add form to the selected assets. And I'm going to pick the lead line inventory form. So a couple things on this form. We have some instructions here. Each field on this form represents one service line connecting the water main to the customer's plumbing. Right, this comes from the Excel spreadsheet that was given to us by the state. So just a little bit of information here for you. We're attaching it to this lateral line, feature ID, and it's pulling this from the GIS data. So don't change any of this information here in the data from GIS section. If the GIS has an install year, it's going to put it here. If it has a material and a diameter, it's going to put it here. Now, if it doesn't have that, these might just be blank. They may say null. Install year might be like 0000 or 9999, whatever our GIS analyst put in there for data he didn't have. In the case of this lateral, there's actually data in there, which is really great that it's in there for this video. The unique service line ID, this is the feature class. It matches this. Again, don't change this. And this location section has a street address and other locational identifier. So all of these fields down this form came from the state document that they sent us. All of these tooltips, these little question marks off to the side, are the tooltips that were on that spreadsheet that the state sent us. So these are just some expanded information about what they're asking for on some of these specific fields. In this case, it says enter a street address or other meaningful non-address locational identifier, such as block intersection or GPS coordinates for each service line. Right, so you can use these tooltips, and again, you just click the question mark on to show it, click it again, and it will go away. As you get familiar with the form, you'll need those tooltips less and less, but it tells you what these things are supposed to be in the cases where the state provided that information. I'm going to go ahead and do this inventory on this line. So we broke it up to system owned portion. So this is the system owned portion service line material classification. This pick list comes again straight from that form that the state sent us. So in this case, it's copper. I can see that from the GIS, and I'm, in this example, I'm looking at it in real life, in person, out at the site. If the material's anything other than lead, so if you said it was lead, you're done here, right? But if you said it's other than lead, which I did, I said it's non-lead copper on the system-owned portion of the service line, was the material ever previously lead? So, it's a yes, no, or don't know. In this case, I'm going to say don't know because I don't know. Installation year, we're going to just go ahead and say it was 1967 because we have that reference right up there. Service line in inches. The reason we're putting this in is, again, this could be something different. We don't want to change it. And if we do find out when it was installed, we could put it here without messing up this data that we pulled from GIS. And then the data from the GIS on diameter has the little, double hash here for 1 inch. And the state spreadsheet doesn't like that. It wants a numeric value only. So I prevented you from putting in like 1/2. This has to be a numeric value. So if it was 1/2, you have to put 0.5. And that's so that it matches the state spreadsheet. If it's 3/4, you would put 0.75. So again, that's just to match the state form data type. Basis of material classification. Again, this is their pick list, historical records, so on and so on. I'm going to put field inspection. Was the service line material field verified? It's just a yes, no. Describe the field verification method. I have it defaulted to visual inspection at the meter pit because I figure that's what you will mostly likely be doing. But there are a number of things here, again, all from that state spreadsheet that you could pick that lines up with them. Enter date of the field verification. If you're doing this at, as you're going along, you could just hit today and it'll put today's date in. You can put yesterday. These are just some like little quickie ones. But if you happen to be doing this, but you actually did the work, let's say on the 1st, you can just open the calendar and, pick the date and time, or the date and month and stuff that you actually did it. So, these little shortcuts are, just to help you out if you're doing something today or tomorrow to save you that step. Any notes for the system owned section would go here. Then we have the customer owned portion at the meter. These are the same things: lead, galvanized, non-copper. It's the same pick list. Installation year. I mean, you could put unknown, but if you do know the year, or I don't know, we could assume that it was done the same time ours was done. I don't exactly know what you should put here. I don't know how we know when the customer's side was put in, or replaced at some point if it was replaced. So anyways, that's going to be up to you guys to figure out. Basis for the classification, right? Field inspection. Was the service line material verified at the meter? Again, yes, no. I've defaulted again this visual inspection at meter pit again, the date that this was done, because I mean the two things could have been done on different days, I suppose. And then we have a section here for customer owned portion at the building. Again, same set of questions, same thing with the size having to be a decimal rather than anything else, if it's like 1/2 inch or 3/4. And then the last thing here is the photo attachments. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit this, and I'm already navigated to pictures, and I have some fake pictures here that I edited the names of them, right? So I edited the names I just put 123 Main Street, but this would be the actual address, and then whatever you want to call these, service line at house, service line at meter. So I'm going to pick these 3 just to show you that you can drag and drop these over. I'm going to cancel that and hit create, and I'll just show you what this ends up looking like. So it's loading those pictures. Here's the one we just did. Right, so you can see the information that I put in, 1967, all that stuff that we just put in, and then here's our pictures down here. And if you were to click any one of these pictures, this is why I'm saying take the pictures, like with your phone, with your tablet, whatever. Email them to yourself, store them on your computer somewhere where you can then edit the name, because from your phone it's just going to say image 999643. It's just a big long number that doesn't mean anything, but you can rename them and then do the drag and drop to attach them. It's the cleanest way to actually give you photos with some information here and then in the title that makes some sense. And again, these are obviously not an inspection. These are just some random photos I had on my computer. So that's going to conclude this video and this training. Hopefully this was helpful. Reach out to me if it wasn't, or if you have any further questions. I'll be happy to help you out. I will upload this. Thank you.